When you first start intermittent fasting, it's easy to assume that black coffee is your best friend. After all, it's calorie-free, right? You might think that as long as you're sipping on black coffee, you're in the clear and your fast is safe. Many people new to fasting rely on black coffee to get them through those tough morning hours, using it as a crutch to stave off hunger and keep their energy up. But is it really a free pass? Let's dig a little deeper into what's actually happening when you reach for that cup of joe during your fasting window. Here's the truth. Even the smallest mistakes can break your fast, and you might not even realize you're making them. It's not just about what you eat, but also about what you drink, and even the tiniest additions to your beverages can have a big impact. Many people are surprised to learn that their fasting efforts are being sabotaged by seemingly harmless habits. You might be following your fasting schedule perfectly, but if you're not paying attention to the details, you could be undoing all your hard work without even knowing it. Let's talk about some of the most common mistakes people make while fasting, and how you can avoid them to get the best possible results. Let's start with one of the sneakiest culprits: hidden calories. You might think that a tiny splash of milk or a dash of cream in your coffee is no big deal, but those little extras can add up quickly. Even just a tablespoon of milk contains calories and carbohydrates, which can be enough to break your fast and kick your body out of fat-burning mode. It's not just about the calories either. Adding milk or cream can trigger an insulin response, which is exactly what you're trying to avoid during your fasting window. If you're serious about getting the benefits of intermittent fasting, it's important to be strict about what you put in your coffee. Stick to black coffee and skip the milk, cream, sugar, and flavored syrups. If you need a little variety, try adding a sprinkle of cinnamon or a dash of unsweetened cocoa powder instead. These add flavor without breaking your fast. Here's another sneaky mistake that catches a lot of people off guard: chewing gum. You might think that a stick of sugar-free gum is harmless, especially if it helps you fight off cravings or freshen your breath during your fasting window. But even sugar-free gum can contain small amounts of artificial sweeteners and carbohydrates, which can trigger an insulin response and potentially break your fast. Some people are more sensitive to these effects than others, but if you're struggling to see results from your fasting routine, it's worth cutting out gum entirely to see if it makes a difference. Instead, try drinking water or herbal tea to keep your mouth feeling fresh, or brush your teeth if you need a quick pick-me-up. Remember, every little bit counts when it comes to fasting, so don't let something as small as a stick of gum derail your progress. Now let's talk about zero-calorie sodas and other artificially sweetened drinks. It's tempting to reach for a diet soda or a flavored water when you're fasting, especially if you're craving something sweet or bubbly. After all, the label says 0 calories, so it must be safe, right? Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Even though these drinks don't contain any calories, the artificial sweeteners they use can still have an impact on your body. Some studies suggest that artificial sweeteners can trigger cravings for sugary foods, making it harder to stick to your fasting plan. They can also cause your body to release insulin, which can interfere with the fat-burning process and reduce the effectiveness of your fast. If you're serious about getting the most out of intermittent fasting, it's best to avoid zero-calorie sodas and stick to plain water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea during your fasting window. Your body will thank you, and you'll be less likely to experience cravings or energy crashes later in the day. Another common mistake that can sabotage your fasting results is overeating once your eating window opens. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you can eat whatever you want, as long as you've been good during your fast. But intermittent fasting isn't a free pass to binge on junk food or stuff yourself with huge portions. In fact, overeating can undo many of the benefits of fasting, including improved insulin sensitivity, weight loss, and better digestion. When you break your fast, your body is primed to absorb nutrients, so it's important to choose your foods wisely and eat mindfully. Instead of rushing to eat as much as possible, take your time, savor your food, and listen to your body's hunger cues. Eating slowly and stopping when you're satisfied, not stuffed, will help you get the most out of your fasting routine and avoid uncomfortable bloating or digestive issues. It's also important to remember that fasting isn't a license to eat everything in sight. Just because you've gone without food for several hours doesn't mean you should reward yourself with a feast of chips, cookies, and other processed snacks. In fact, eating a lot of junk food after fasting can make you feel sluggish, bloated, and even hungrier later on. It can also lead to blood sugar spikes and crashes, which can make it harder to stick to your fasting schedule in the long run. Instead of using your eating window as an excuse to indulge, focus on nourishing your body with wholesome, nutrient-dense foods that will keep you feeling satisfied and energized. So, what should you eat when it's time to break your fast? The key is to keep your meals balanced and nutritious. Aim for a combination of lean protein, plenty of colorful vegetables, and healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or nuts. Protein helps to keep you full and supports muscle maintenance, while vegetables provide essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber to support digestion and overall health. Healthy fats are important for hormone balance and can help you feel satisfied for longer. Try to avoid processed foods, refined sugars, and simple carbohydrates, which can cause your blood sugar to spike and crash. Instead, focus on whole, minimally processed foods that will nourish your body and support your fasting goals. Some great options for breaking your fast include grilled chicken or fish with a big salad, a veggie omelet with avocado, or a bowl of hearty vegetable soup with a side of roasted sweet potatoes. One of the most overlooked aspects of successful fasting is staying hydrated. When you're not eating, it's easy to forget to drink enough water, but dehydration can quickly lead to fatigue, irritability, headaches, and even increased hunger. In fact, sometimes what feels like hunger is actually just thirst. Make it a habit to drink water throughout your fasting window, and aim for at least 8 glasses a day or more if you're active or live in a hot climate. You can also drink herbal tea or add a slice of lemon or cucumber to your water for a little extra flavor. If you find yourself feeling tired, cranky, or unusually hungry during your fast, try drinking a glass of water first. It might be all you need to feel better. Staying hydrated will help you feel more alert, support your metabolism, and make it easier to stick to your fasting plan. Finally, it's important to manage your expectations when it comes to intermittent fasting. Many people start fasting hoping for quick, dramatic results, but the truth is that real lasting change takes time. Fasting is a marathon, not a sprint. You might not see the scale move right away, and that's okay. Your body needs time to adjust to your new eating pattern, and the benefits of fasting go far beyond just weight loss. Over time, you may notice improved energy, better focus, more stable moods, and even better sleep. The key is to be patient, stay consistent, and trust the process. Don't get discouraged if you don't see instant results. Focus on building healthy habits that you can maintain for the long term, and the results will follow. To make your fasting journey easier, here are a few quick tips to keep in mind. First, stick to black coffee, plain tea, and water during your fasting window. These drinks are calorie-free and won't interfere with your fast. If you need a little variety, try herbal teas or add a splash of lemon to your water. Avoid anything with added sugar, cream, or artificial sweeteners, as these can break your fast and trigger cravings. If you're used to drinking sweetened beverages, it might take a little time to adjust, but your taste buds will adapt, and you'll soon find that you enjoy the clean, refreshing taste of plain drinks. When it's time to break your fast, reach for real, whole foods instead of processed snacks. Skip the chips, donuts, and sugary treats, and opt for a balanced meal that includes protein, vegetables, and healthy fats. Not only will this help you feel more satisfied, but it will also support your overall health and make it easier to stick to your fasting routine. If you're craving something sweet, try a piece of fruit or a small serving of dark chocolate instead of reaching for candy or pastries. Remember, the goal of fasting is to nourish your body and support your health, not to deprive yourself or create a cycle of restriction and binging. By avoiding these common mistakes and focusing on healthy habits, you'll be well on your way to crushing your fasting goals. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remember that every step you take brings you closer to your best self. Intermittent fasting is a powerful tool for improving your health, but it's not a magic bullet. It works best when combined with a balanced diet, regular physical activity, and plenty of rest. Be kind to yourself, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to ask for support if you need it. Whether you're just starting out or you've been fasting for a while, there's always room to learn and grow. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to hit follow for more easy fitness and nutrition advice. We're here to support you on your journey to better health, one step at a time. Remember, Intermittent fasting is about more than just skipping meals. It's about making mindful choices, listening to your body, and building habits that last a lifetime. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.